रातों के सताए हम सुबह तक सो न पाए बस करो ये मेहरबानियां हम इतने बर्बाद फिर दोबारा ना उठ पाए तेरी ठोकर ने सुला दिया तुमने ना दी पन्हा क्यों मैं आशिक था तेरा दिल गहरा जख्म उठाए मैं खुद भी ना हंसूं ना कोई आंसू बहने दूं जब तक तुझे हंसा ना पाए शामें कट ना पाए खुद पे काबू ला ना पाए क्या मिलाया और पिला दिया बेचारा दिल किसमें निभाए और तू साजिशें रचाए मैंने तो सब कुछ लुटा दिया ये दुनिया है जो तेरे मेरे रिश्ते को बिगाड़े बिगड़ी वफाएं ये तारे कहना चाहे कुछ हम सुना ही ना जाए कुछ जो होगा देखा जाए जाए I'm healing मेरा pain 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 मेरे दिल से लड़ता brain क्या है मेरा नाम हरकतों से मैं insane मेरी personality को you cannot erase I'm so sorry हाँ तू नहीं part of my private life sorry for my breakup 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 हर किस्म की दारू लेके आजा sorry for my breakup 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 fans तेरे homies तेरे दिला से तू आएगी but I know you gon' go ये हमको मालूम हो गया बिन तेरे दिल मेरा धड़के कम ज्यादा शोर करे हमको जमाने हो गए तुमसे नहीं मिले फिर भी कदम तेरी ओर चल दिए हुए मशहूर दुनिया से कोसों दूर चले गए हमें किसी की परवाह नहीं इन आंखों में जुनून अभी भी जिंदा है तभी एक दिन का भी हमें सुकून मिलता नहीं मुझे सुकून मिलता नहीं कुछ बातें होती हैं जो जुबां पर आती नहीं एक तेरी यादें मेरे सीने से जाती ही नहीं सही रातों में हम खुद से उलझते हैं बस तेरे चेहरे को हर चेहरे में पढ़ते हैं तू मेरी मौत में शामिल क्यों क्या करने आए हो हमसे हमारी जिंदगी फिर लेने आए हो तुम तो दुश्मन बन गए हमें पता भी ना चला क्या तुम फिर से मेरे दिल को रुलाने आए हो हुए मशहूर दुनिया से कोसों दूर चले गए हमें किसी की परवाह नहीं इन आंखों में जुनून अभी भी जिंदा है तभी एक दिन का भी हमें सुकून मिलता नहीं I know the way you gone girl now 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 I'm done it's your turn now
क्या हाल है क्या हाल है I'm a little okay जरा चेक कर लेते हैं चेक चेक तो आज वही होगा जो हर बार होता है एक और कोशिश रैंक अप करने की एक और नाकाम कोशिश हम्म, अगर कोई दोस्त है नहीं ऑनलाइन अभी जिस तरह का मैच हुआ है मेरे को लगता नहीं कोई दोस्त आना भी चाहेगा कोई बात नहीं अपन कोशिश करते रहेंगे भाई कोशिश टिल आई डाई
Match found.
देखो किसी और मिल गया
Wherever they run, I will find them.
हाँ Be calm, be positive. Disappointed. कुछ तो दिखने वाला था मैं, लेकिन ठीक है। कोशिश करते हैं स्ट्रिंग क्लीन रखने की।
There is no retreat. Not when annihilation is at stake. This is our day.
Gun here.
Need a drop.
Need a drop. Midasi. Thanks.
Revealing area.
Film it.
There they are.
Reloading.
Who picks up bombs?
Reloading.
Last player standing.
On target. Shock dart. Down.
One enemy remaining.
Recon.
Reina, just stay in your lane, Yawa girl.
Need a drop.
अच्छा ट्राई था मेरा ये, मेरे को अच्छा लगा देख के।
Need a drop. Midasi. Thanks.
ओह, पहले टाइम में स्क्रीन करा किसको वो नहीं पता चलता है।
बी पे हैं अभी।
Revealing area.
Target spotted B. Reloading.
Spike down B.
Phoenix.
Shock dart.
I have this spike.
Scanning ahead.
Thirty seconds left.
हील कर दे भाई प्लीज.
Enemy spotted B.
Last player standing. Spike down B. 10 seconds left.
Neutralize the enemy gecko and you neutralize his creatures.
There.
थोड़ा सा अपने को टाइम ले सकता था, थोड़ा सा. तो थोड़ा सा मिल जाता ना, मजा आ जाता.
Healer, healer.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
Reloading.
Take flight. Enemy marked.
Concealment.
Reloading.
Blocking vision.
There.
Throwing net.
Enemy spotted A.
My ultimate is ready. Good riddance. Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Backstab.
Revealing area. Found them.
Team Ace.
Let them rot. Time for them to kneel.
Need a drop.
Need a drop. Thank you.
लगता है इस टाइटल से उल्टा काम हो रहा है.
Revealing area.
Reloading.
Take flight.
Concealment.
Cutting their vision.
Reloading.
Reloading.
No surprises. My bomb's ready.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Trinity, you're welcome. Blasting them. Reloading.
There. My ult ready. How sad. You're just like everyone else.
I call you Chale because it means you're my friend. But maybe I should call you Kwasia because you follow.
Take
Reloading.
control.
Scanning ahead. Found them.
Reloading.
Deploying drone.
Still in sight.
Need that back.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
We have plenty of time, here and now. Be here and now.
B चले.
Yes.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
Enemy down.
Enemy spotted me. Phoenix killed. Oh, come on. Plant the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Is dead.
Enemy spotted mid. Do not fight us.
What do you say, drone? Ready to stretch your wings?
I could use a drop. Got hit.
Focus.
Got hit.
Revealing area. Deploying drone.
Barrier created.
Revealing area.
Light planted.
Enemy spotted mid.
Better luck next time.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready. Don't worry. Don't think it, eh?
Infanterie, aldrig sur.
Scanning ahead.
Target spotted.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Pull them to their bloody flag. Nothing there. Flag planted. Target down.
Take them out.
Your duty is not over. Backward.
I belong.
Healing you.
Scanning ahead. Found them. Take flight. Enemy marked.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted. B.
Shock dart.
Enemy spotted. B. Sensor destroyed. Taking that back. Have I told you you're okay? You're okay, fam. Good evening.
Gun here.
It begins.
Revealing area.
Gecko down. Spike planted. Blocking you movement. Will not kill my allies. Wall raised. Here.
I need obscuring vision. Gotcha fun. My turn.
Last player standing.
Hold, hold, hold.
Pulling them in.
Clutch.
Hey people, come on now. I'm anticipating my congratulations. Look down on them, my friends.
Mid to A. Mid to A or mid to B कहना.
Keep them cornered. Deploying drone. Scanning ahead. No chance.
Wall raised. Spike planted. My ultimate is ready.
One enemy remaining.
Take a breath now. Release the tension. Good? Let's go.
Revealing area. Take flight. Right here. Enemy tagged.
Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Scanning ahead. Out of charges. Right here. Right here.
Flawless. Last round before the switch.
Spend wisely or spend foolishly. Just spend.
Scanning ahead.
आगे क्या शुभम भाई?
I have the spike.
Headshot. Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Revealing area.
Reloading.
Switching sides.
Level heads until we're home, yes? Good.
बॉट्स के अगेंस्ट को खेल रहे हैं। पता नहीं यार, जैसा आया वैसा मैं खेल रहा हूँ। मतलब 6 किल्स तो हैं 6 डेथ्स पे। ठीक है, इतना चलेगा मेरे को। 0 से बेटर है कुछ भी। मेरा पहला राउंड देखना चाहिए था तेरे को, जो इस गेम का पहला राउंड निकला भाई। 3 किल निकाले मैंने, जीता नहीं लेकिन 3 किल निकाले।
Scanning ahead. Out of charges.
Help. You fought well.
Shot duck.
Spike planted.
Bullseye.
खेल रहा है भाई, इसमें डिफिकल्टी सेट।
One enemy remaining.
Blocking vision.
इसमें डिफिकल्टी सेट होने का ऑप्शन नहीं होता है भाई।
Reloading.
Hey, yeah. It's good.
Let them try to get through.
सामने वाली टीम लो लेवल पे, उसमें मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ भाई। सामने वाली टीम अगर लो लेवल पे है, there's nothing I can do। वो तो अभी मैच करूँगा के बाद पता चलेगा सामने वाली टीम कितने लो लेवल पे है। क्या मैं अनरेटेड खेल रहा हूँ?
Revealing area.
B, B, B. I'm in there.
Concealment.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. Flawless.
ये थोड़ा जल्दी खत्म हो गया यार।
You can tell a person's character by their first action.
चैट में इसमें भी लोग लिख रहे हैं कि भाई 2 सेकंड में 3 लोग खत्म।
Scanning ahead. Deploying drone.
A.
Spike down A.
खत्म।
Reloading.
Cutting their vision.
Shock dart.
Reloading.
One enemy
Taken
remaining.
Fuck. किसी का किल ले लिया मैंने.
Reloading. Reloading. Reloading.
Scanning ahead.
Flawless.
किसका तो किल उठाया मैंने.
Match point.
We can end it now. Once more.
ठीक है भाई, तेरे को नहीं वो करना कि हाँ आयुष अच्छा खेल सकता है तो ठीक है, कह दे ये बात. That will be much more better way of saying कि मेरे को खेलना नहीं आता है. ये मत कह भाई, बुरा लगता है.
Deep breath. Revealing area. Deploying drone.
भाई
There.
ये जो भाई मर रहा हो ना भाई, मेरे को लगा था मेरे साथ ज्यादा स्पीड गया हूँ.
Last player standing.
That moment is gone. But it'd be cool, oh. Now we are here.
करो जस्ट परफॉर्मेंस नहीं, एक छोटी सी मिस्टेक. परफॉर्मेंस सब सही चल रहा है, छोटी सी मिस्टेक से मैं ज़्यादा जोर से कूद गया. और दो ही क्यों दिखा रहा है मेरे को इस वजह से.
Track them down. Revealing area. Take flight.
Spike down B.
Right here. Clean.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Defenders win.
Okay, that is done.
कॉम्पिटिटिव था भाई, कॉम्पिटिटिव होने के बाद भी यार अच्छी टीम मिली. हाँ तो बस 24+ हो गया भाई. वो कहाँ -150 सोच के आया था. सोचा तो ऐसा कल भी था लेकिन ठीक है. ओ भाई ठीक है. लगता तो नहीं है ज़्यादा देर स्ट्रीम करूंगा, ये लास्ट मैच है. जब खत्म हो जाएगा तभी चला जाऊंगा भाई. वही कहा मैं अभी, बस ये एक मैच और तो नींद आ रही है यार.
Match found.
सोच रहा हूँ कुछ और खेलूं सोवा के अलावा, लेकिन सोवा में नहीं लिख दिया भाई. कल से नहीं लिखूंगा.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
था शुभम भाई, एक हेल्प चाहिए थी. मैं जरा कुर्ता और सूट खोज रहा था, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा एक्चुअली. चल छोड़, आपसे क्यों हूँ. समझ रहा हूँ मैं, वाइपर बेस्ट करेक्टर समझ रहा हूँ मैं। ठीक है ठीक है। कल को लगता है कल की स्टोरी लाइन आपको पसंद आई है। एक काम करता, अगर ये डॉज कर रहा होगा ना, डॉज कर रहा होगा तो अपन दूसरा मैच नहीं लगाते हैं, वापस स्टोरी लगाते हैं आधे घंटे के लिए। ठीक है, उस स्टोरी पे जाते हैं वापस यार। चलो डॉज हो गया। कैरेक्टर डिजाइन अच्छा है, मतलब क्या सोच रहा है तू? मैं मैं भी वही बोला, कैरेक्टर डिजाइन अच्छा है। मैं कुछ नहीं सोच रहा था। नहीं नहीं, आज सो ले, नहीं तो फिर लेट उठेगा ना। देख के चलते हैं। देख के चलते हैं क्या है, आगे की स्टोरी लाइन देख लेते हैं। 11:45 पे बंद कर देंगे स्ट्रीम, बाकी का कभी और देखेंगे। मेरे को भी थोड़ा काम इसलिए बोल रहा था। कोई काम नहीं है, बहुत सारे के झूठा आदमी। कुछ काम नहीं है साले। जब काम था तब तो आता नहीं था। ले लगा।
Is happening from witnesses who
तो अपन कल पहुंचे थे, अभी निकल जाऊंगा, देख ले। ठीक है तो तू निकल। तो वो निकलूंगा, तू निकल जाता, तू मेरे इंतजार नहीं करता। ठीक है, फालतू की धमकियां मेरे पे नहीं चलती हैं भाई। बस नेक्स्ट मैच में डाउनफॉल, डाउनफॉल देख के जाना था भाई। कल की स्ट्रीम देख ले, उससे बड़ा डाउनफॉल क्या ही आएगा मेरा। कुछ एक मैच और खेलेगा, देख। वो एक मैच ना, वो एक मैच बहुत देर भी जा सकता था, कोई गारंटी नहीं है। और मेरे को नींद आ रही है बहुत तेज, तो मैं आधा घंटा और देख के ही जाऊंगा। ठीक है, तो कल अपन पहुंचे थे यूरो पे। हम अपन कर लिए थे, हाँ फिनिक्स वाला कर लिए थे। जब फिनिक्स को मालूम पड़ता है कि हाँ ये मिरर वर्ल्ड और पैरेलल यूनिवर्स वाला चीज भी है, और भी हैं। मेरे चलती मोटर से क्या होता है? मेरे जल्दी मन से कुछ नहीं होता भाई। बाकी लोग अच्छा खेलेंगे तो फिर मेरे मन से कुछ नहीं होगा। चल देख।
Next up in Valorant's timeline is Yoru's search for his ancestors and things that belong to his bloodline. Yoru was searching kingdom facilities all over the world with reports of weird bright blue anomalies happening from witnesses who saw this, which indicated that Yoru was using his powers of seeing through dimensions and teleporting where he can. He finally found where he needed to be, which was at the Kingdom Radianite shipping facility in Siberia, Russia. There he found clues about his ancestors and bloodline with an ancient Japanese ship that crash landed into the ice, which was being excavated and researched by the Kingdom Corporation there. Now, this ship here dates back to the Edo period in Japan, which is around the year 1603 and 1867, aka a long time ago. Inside that ship was ancient samurai armor that holds far more power in it than it should, because, get ready for this, the samurai armor and especially the mask that was on that ship has radianite embedded inside of it. How could that be? How could Radiantite be inside something that dates back far before the first light, where Radiantite was supposedly first discovered by the kingdom? That means that not only did people long ago find it, but they used its abilities, and specifically his ancestor that wore that armor. Something else that Yoru noted is the sides of the ship that crashed into the ice has dimensional scarring on the sides of it, and says there was no way that ship could have sailed from Japan all the way to the Siberian wasteland. Yoru says this to Brimstone via a voicemail.
I searched the warship again and found dimensional scarring on the sides. I'm telling you, this didn't sail here from Japan. And the armor. If Kingdom discovered Radiantite 10 years ago, why is my mask filled with it? There's more to find here. I know we have other missions, but I won't turn my back on this place. You shouldn't either.
So what did that mean? It's theorized because Riot never confirmed this yet, but it's heavily being hinted at that the ship traveled here using a rift. Now, remember earlier in the video how I was talking about the rift that opened up that Sky saw, with Sage saying there's rifts opening all over the globe at that time? Well, rifts are pretty confusing. We know they can be used to travel between places, but why they open up is a mystery, at least to my knowledge. We know that Sova has traveled through a rift before, evidenced by this voice line.
Don't be afraid. I've gone through rifts before.
If we take a look at the duality player card, it looks like that we have Valorant agents using a rift to even travel to the other Earth. So it looks like that rifts can be used if that particular rift allows it to travel between Alpha and Omega. That may explain why Sova has seen his Omega double before Alpha even had access to long-range teleporters.
Sova, I spared you when we first met. I can't let you go again.
Now, Sova traveling through the rift and meeting his Omega double by traveling through that rift has not been confirmed yet by Riot, but the evidence seems to suggest that's exactly what happened. But this still does not explain how Radiantite was on our Earth before the first light and was able to be used, along with how the ship traveled through a rift. This was centuries ago. To answer this question, guys, well, we just don't know. There is a theory, though, that suggests there have been multiple first lights across Earth's history. And maybe for a brief window, people were able to use Radiantite or travel between rifts, and then somehow it just became unavailable again. But I don't know, it doesn't seem to make much sense. Because wouldn't you see tons of history books or documentation that ancient civilizations had incredibly powerful devices or power sources used at that time? So it really is puzzling on how all this could have happened, yet nothing got recorded in history. Again, that's just a theory because we don't have any confirmation yet on how these civilizations had Radiantite or how rifts existed at that time. So a theory is the best we got. Okay, so I wrapped up explaining what rifts are. Well, at least to the best I can with the limited knowledge we have of them. Back to Yoru and his discovery of all of this. He found the mask that the kingdom was storing on Icebox and broke into a display area, stealing it kind of by a sight. After he took the mask, he left Icebox, but will return shortly because, yet again, another attack from the Valorant Legion is taking place here because there is a huge amount of Radiantite stockpiled on Icebox. Yoru was just recruited into the protocol due to them finally catching up to him, finding out that he was the one leaving anomalies all over the world trying to find his ancestry like we were talking about earlier. He told the VP that he has been to the shipping facility of Icebox before, and with that knowledge, it'll help out in the mission of stopping the Valorant Legion once again and planting the spike. Again, we're seeing at least 2 agents being used for missions now instead of the previous solo missions that didn't really work. Phoenix and Yoru arrived with the VL standing for Valorant Legion for short, just planting the spike. Yoru once again tells Phoenix he's been there before when he impatiently asks Yoru what's taking so long. A common theme with Phoenix is he's a hothead that likes to be the center of attention. He's rash and arrogant at times, which has led to disasters before. We already saw this in the Venice incident. It's something he's been working on, and at current day, he's gotten much better at incorporating teamwork and waiting for a plan. But that didn't happen here. He ran in and engaged the targets against Yoru's wishes and initiated the fight. While Phoenix throws up a wall of fire to reposition, Yoru demonstrates his true powers, tearing open the fabric of reality. A masked Yoru emerges from his space between dimensions and one-taps the Omega Cypher focused on the Phoenix. The VL's Jet and Viper split up, with Jet fighting Yoru, and we see Phoenix getting absolutely surrounded by Viper's toxins. With some quick thinking and being cool while doing so, Phoenix uses his shorty to zipline across a rope, putting a shot into Viper's chest, killing her. The Spike's timer begins to tick down and seems to hit another stage, causing objects, and especially crates of Radiantite, to begin floating around it. The VL's Jet almost gets the kill on VP's Yoru, but the calm and calculated Yoru had a backup plan. He teleports behind the Jet, putting a round in her back. Another insanely close spike defusal is completed by Yoru in quite literally the nick of time, saving the Icebox facility, all the Radiantite here, and of course their lives.
I told you, bruv. Leave it to the boss. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell was that for?
I told you you'd get shot.
Not by you.
Well, she shot first.
First? So you did shoot me?
Now, it took me a very long time to understand what really happened there, because at first it looks like that Yoru just like shot Phoenix because he was mad that Phoenix didn't listen to earlier and just so happened to hit the Jet standing behind Phoenix. But what really happened is Yoru somehow felt that Jet was still alive. If you look really closely and slow it down, just as Phoenix is stepping over her, you see her hand move. It's so subtle that I can't even tell you how many times I watched the cinematic and never noticed it until recently. Mind you, Yoru was turned around and somehow felt that this just happened. Like something a Jedi or Sith would feel, a disturbance in the Force, or predict an enemy's movements. Yoru immediately turned around, gun drawn, knowing Phoenix used his ult and won't die to the bullet. He shoots, which sends the bullet through him and lands into Jet, finally killing her. If I'm being honest, guys, I don't know how Yoru knew to do this. Maybe if we take a look at his abilities, it might give us a better answer on how he did this. So things are going to get a little wacky when I start to explain this. Yoru's radiant powers is his ability to either manipulate another dimension or a space between dimensions. We don't currently know which one is entirely correct. So far, Yoru is the only one we know who can do this. When Yoru wants to use an ability, he pulls from the dimension or a space between dimensions, remember we don't know exactly which one it is, and takes out a fragment to have it do what he wants. Now, this is where the mask comes in. The mask greatly amplifies Yoru's powers to such a degree that when he puts it on, he can now see and travel in this space between dimensions. I'm just gonna call it the space between dimensions to make it easier on us, even though we don't know exactly which one it is. He goes virtually undetected, but still leaves marks in our dimension when he does so. Remember the footprints in the snow on Icebox? Once he decides he wants to leave it, that's when he tears back into our dimension and steps into it. Really cool stuff. Apparently Yoru can also store things in this space, like for example that's where he puts his mask and his butterfly comb when he's not using it. There is a current theory that Yoru is able to do all this due to a weird phenomenon we've recently discovered in the lore. We do know that there is this thing in Valorant's lore called a Radiantite mesh. Now, to be fair, a lot of this is speculative because at this time we don't know a lot about it. This is why subscribing to the channel is a massive dub, because we will likely get this information sometime in the future, I'm hoping. But for now, here's what we know about the Radiantite mesh. One of the brief mentions of this is in a voicemail KJ sends to Brimstone later on in the lore timeline when she talks about Neon.
The bioelectricity inside her body is literally enlaced with Earth's Radiantite mesh. Do you know how crazy that is? It shouldn't even be possible.
So perhaps the existence of Radiantite causes a sort of like invisible fabric or mesh to form around the globe. Perhaps that's the space between dimensions or something like that. There are some theories that Yoru's powers are somehow linked to this, but as you guys can see, I'm not very sure at all. I can't wait to see the mysteries of this come to light. Another thing I do want to point out before we move on to the next lore subject is, how do the agents stay alive? The cinematics are canon, so when you see an agent die in a cinematic, like Omega's Jet, Cypher, and Viper, How are they still alive later on? Well, the really only option we can assume is that Sage revives them after the battle is over. So does that make Sage the most important agent for the Valorant Legion and the Valorant Protocol? I would certainly say yes. I guess that's why you never really see Sage go on any missions, because if she does get shot and killed, the rest of the agents would have to be extremely careful not to get severely injured or die themselves. Because without Sage, there are no second chances. Yes, Skye can heal you if you're hurt, but she can't bring you back from the dead. I just thought I should clear that up. One of the most famous stories of Valorant's lore is KO in the Radiant Wars. So let me lay the groundwork for this story. Remember earlier in the video how I said there is a difference between a multiverse and a mirrorverse, right? Well, in the multiverse, there is an alternate timeline where at least 200 years in the future, but possibly even much farther than that, a devastating war was ongoing called the Radiant Wars. Now, I do need to clarify that all what I'm about to say comes directly from Chaos, so it's basically his word over everything else because, well, we don't have anything else to go off of. But in this alternate timeline, like I said, at the very least 200 years in the future, it was likely due to how some Radiants feel like they aren't equal to humans. And remember earlier how I said some of the public thinks Radiants are dangerous? That could be another catalyst. But the main narrative on why Radiants wanted to overthrow humanity is still unknown. What we do know is that Reyna in this timeline was the leader of the uprising and likely was a key part in initiating the movement. She loves being a Radiant and everything about her radiance while hating technology and seemingly annoyance of humans. There are some familiar faces that we know of today that joined Reyna's ranks. Skye, Astra, Sage, Jet, and Phoenix at the very least are the ones that we know of, with notable people on the human side only Brimstone, Sova, and KO that we know of. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, if this event took place at least 200 years in the future, how is Brimstone and Sova still alive, and the other Radiants for that matter? Well, think of this. It's only been a little over 10 years since the discovery of Radiantite with the first light happening. Within that short amount of time, look at all the incredible devices and uses Radiantite has been experimented with. It's not out of the realm of possibility to assume that Radiantite could be used as a medical advancement in technology to keep humans healthy far, far longer than we can currently, essentially turning an average lifespan today of around 60 to 70 odd years, depending on where you are living, to possibly hundreds of years. That's the only thing I could think of to help explain why these people are living so far into the future. It's also hinted at that the war was an ongoing conflict for a very long time. Long enough to seemingly change the face of the earth with total destruction. In Chaos flashback, we see headlines showing us the unspeakable carnage happening across the world. Paris has fallen, the war is raging, imbalance increasing. How much time does the world have left? After centuries of its rise, Venice falls. Planet in ruin, total annihilation. Let's cycle back to the headline that says after centuries of its rise, Venice falls. This is of course in reference to the Venice incident back when the Omega jet detonated the spike, causing it to float in the air with its reality destabilization. That's why we know this war took place in the future, because it says centuries. A century is 100 years and it's plural, so at the very least it's 200 years. But again, it could be much more, and I really do think that's the case with it being possibly hundreds of years in the future. Back to the articles, we see a kingdom building that's been annihilated with the logo amongst the rubble. This shows that things were so bad that even the mighty kingdom possibly fell as well. Now, it's entirely safe to say that if the humans did not have KO, they would have never won the war, and Radiance would have wiped out humanity in that timeline. But they did have KO because of the Kingdom Corporation's anti-yield program. The only mention we have of this is in Fade's dossier to KO when she was a blackmailer. Quote, "How do you exist? Kingdom has no anti-yield program. It's a rejected project proposal, nothing more. But here you stand, an anti-yield operative. Curious. You can pause if you want to read the rest." So, what
Regardless of origin, your purpose is clear. Kill Radiance. Yet you fight alongside them, call them allies. Can you survive that policy? Does it strain your code? Isn't it directive? You resist a step towards backing down. I have seen the way you look at Reyna. Even without eyes, the pain is written on your face. Bhai Saab. यार हर टाइम स्टैप देख कर अगली बार देखना है। अच्छा ठीक है, 36 ऑनलाइन। ठीक है चलो, मेरा भी टाइम ही हो रहा है। अच्छा माइनक्राफ्ट खेलूं क्या, देखेगा अभी? नहीं नहीं, रहने दो, रहने दो। तो राम राम जी, आज की छोटी सी स्ट्रीम, स्ट्रीम का नाम चेंज कर देते हैं। ये बढ़िया है, निन्नी आ रही है। लाइक करके जा भाई, लाइक करके जा, ऐसे मत जा भाई। चलो फिर, राम राम, कल मिलते हैं, अगर नींद नहीं आ रही होगी तो। भाई चेहरे पे ग्लो तो आ रखा भाई। चलो बाय।
रातों के सताए हम सुबह तक सो न पाए, बस करो ये मेहरबानियां। हम इतने बर्बाद फिर दोबारा ना उठ पाए, तेरी ठोकर ने सुला दिया। तुमने ना दी पन्हा, क्यों मैं आशिक था तेरा, दिल गहरा जख्म उठाए। मैं खुद भी ना हंसूं, ना कोई आंसू बहने दूं, जब तक तुझे हंसा ना पाए। शामें कट ना पाए, खुद पे काबू ला ना पाए, क्या मिलाया और पिला दिया। बेचारा दिल किसमें निभाए, और तू साजिशें रचाए, मैंने तो सब कुछ लुटा दिया। ये दुनिया है जो तेरे मेरे रिश्ते को बिगाड़े, बिगड़ी वफाएं, ये तारे कहना चाहे, कुछ हम सुना ही ना जाए, कुछ जो होगा देखा जाए जाए। I'm healing मेरा pain 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 pain, मेरे दिल से लड़ता brain, क्या है मेरा नाम, हरकतों से मैं insane, मेरी personality को you cannot erase। I'm so sorry हाँ, तू नहीं part of my private life। Sorry for my breakup 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 breakup, हर किस्म की दारू लेके आजा super fast। Sorry for my breakup 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 fans, मेरे homies, तेरे दिला से तू आएगी but I know you gon' go। ये हमको मालूम हो गया, बिन तेरे दिल मेरा धड़के कम ज्यादा शोर करे। हमको जमाने हो गए, तुमसे नहीं मिले, फिर भी कदम तेरी ओर चल दिए। हुए मशहूर दुनिया से कोसों दूर, चले गए हमें किसी की परवाह नहीं। इन आंखों में जुनून अभी भी जिंदा है, तभी एक दिन कभी हमें सुकून मिलता नहीं, मुझे सुकून मिलता नहीं। कुछ बातें होती हैं जो जुबां पर आती नहीं, एक तेरी यादें मेरे सीने से जाती ही नहीं। सारी रातों में हम खुद से उलझते हैं, बस तेरे चेहरे को हर चेहरे में पढ़ते हैं। तू मेरी मौत में शामिल क्यों, क्या करने आए हो, हमसे हमारी जिंदगी फिर लेने आए हो। तुम तो दुश्मन बन गए, हमें पता भी ना चला, क्या तुम फिर से मेरे दिल को रुलाने आए हो। हुए मशहूर दुनिया से कोसों दूर, चले गए हमें किसी की परवाह नहीं। इन आंखों में जुनून अभी भी जिंदा है, अभी एक दिन कभी हमें सुकून मिलता नहीं। I know the way you gone girl now, I know the way you gone girl now, I know the way you gone girl now, I know the way you gone girl now. I'm done, it's your turn now.